everyone. Welcome to Clean Greens Living, broadcasted here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. It is your host, Queen Bree, in the building. Well, technically not in the building, but I am here. I am recording from home today. So, everyone, welcome into my home. Today's announcements: honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this Saturday, live on Rainier Avenue Radio at 5 p.m. with the annual broadcast of MLK-CC's 58th Annual Remembrance of Martin Luther King's Assassination and Community Awards. Earth deserves more than a day. You guys, it is spring and we are coming up on Earth Day. Earth deserves more than a day is only 3 weeks away, bringing a whole week of panel discussions and broadcasts on environmental justice live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio from April 20th through the 25th. For more information, go to rainieravenuradio.world. So please join us for all of our special events and broadcasting going on. Make our community broadcast live like this possible, you guys. Make these broadcasts possible by donating. You can donate at Venmo at Rainier. I'm sorry, I botched that. You can donate on Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio or online at rainieravenuradio.world/donate. We thank you for making our community and broadcasting possible. All right, that is it for announcements. So tune in this Saturday. Tune in for Earth Week, and please continue this mission with us, making broadcasts like ours possible by donating. Also, Clean Greens has a few announcements as well. We are open for our CSA program. For those of you who do not know, Clean Greens radio show is an extension of Clean Greens Farm and Market, which is a local nonprofit farm in Seattle. We grow produce in Duval. We bring it back to the city. We have a CSA program, which is a community-supported agriculture. So if you can afford your fresh organic produce, we encourage you to buy your produce because the community helps us support the free food giveaway, which we give to communities who cannot afford fresh organic produce. And I challenge you guys to come check out what it looks like to have farm fresh produce versus the produce in the store. Now, do we want you to stop buying produce in the store? No, we want you to always choose healthy. We want you to always choose what's best for your family and organic, but we make ours affordable. You know where ours is coming from. You know the people. You get to communicate with the farmer, the people that are behind it and making this possible. So please buy a CSA program. We also have an Earth Day event coming up soon, and I'll have the flyer posted next week. However, save the dates for April 11th and April 18th, where we will be going into our community garden behind the Amy tennis court, and we will be laying the foundation and getting ready to start growing. It's spring, and we are ready for this last frost to come so we can start putting stuff in the dirt. All right, that is it for announcements. I am super excited about our guests today, and I'm going to bring them on. But first, I'm going to give a little introduction. We have Jaelynn Scott here, the Executive Director of Lavender Rights Project. Jaelynn has built a nationally recognized model for broadening social safety nets and advancing justice for Black, gender diverse communities in Washington. Jaelynn is now running for the 37th legislative district. And we want Jaelynn to come on and just tell us all about the fun things that are happening and how we can support. So everyone, welcome on Jaelynn Scott. Should I do the woo? Yay!
Thank you so much. Good to be with you.
No problem. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Absolutely. There's no other place I'd rather be right now.
I appreciate you. So Jaelynn, I'm so excited about you running for the 37. I know I botched that. I am so sorry. The 37.
You good? No, you got it.
Legislation district. So what? Okay, so we just met. We just seen each other in January, and I didn't even know that you were running. So tell me about it. What motivated you to run for this position?
Yeah, as you know, in my role as Executive Director, Lavender Rights Project, we really have built out a group of folks with lived experience who are not just moving on LGBTQ community issues, though many of us and most of us have that identity. We see ourselves as a Black trans feminist organization, really working for all of Washington, but especially Black community. And I've seen the power of how community voice, when lifted and trusted and brought to the table, what we can move forward. I mean, think about the CSAs you were just talking about. People don't associate Black folk, right,
Yeah.
in the work, like taking care of our earth, yet we're closest to the earth in many ways and so
Yeah.
deeply rooted there. We are doing so much work that does not only impact our own communities, but all. And so, we're watching these federal threats coming from the Trump administration. We're watching how, hospital systems and others are bending to the pressure of many of the threats and funding cuts and et cetera, and trying to protect their own. And we are watching legislators who are doing their best to protect our communities. But we need to make sure that people with lived experience, deeply connected and rooted in our various communities and all of our intersectional identities, can be at the table to protect us and hold the line. Not just hold the line, we could do better than that. We can still move forward the agendas that we have set forward for progressive causes for our community. And so that's why I'm running. I feel like now's the time. There was a perfect opening, I think, with Chapalo, who's in the seat now, preparing a run for the Senate, right? It was a perfect time, a perfect opening, and the stars aligned. I never thought I'd be running, but I feel like this is the moment to step up, and we all need to step up.
Nice. I love how you say it's like I never thought I see myself running, but here I am running. How did you know to listen to that call?
Yeah, it was hard. We've been doing, and I've been doing legislative advocacy with the legislature and also working with city, county, and state officials trying to move forward our different agendas and watching how both the excellence of many of the people that represent us and also some of the pitfalls that we fall into. And I just got frustrated because I know that we have agendas that need to be put on the table and moved forward. And so I tried to listen, and I listened to community. I did a lot of deep prayer, a lot of contemplation, a lot of talking with community. Is this something you all would want to see? They all were really excited about the possibility, talking to folks who are in office who immediately came into support with tons of endorsements that we have on our website. And I knew that it was time because I had the trust of those who are elected. They believed in me. I believed in myself. And I'm just listening and just following along and listening to what's needed.
Ooh, I love before I go into this next question, I love how you said, "I believed in myself." Woo!
Yep.
I love when I
Took a
have my
minute. It took a minute. It took 48 years, but I'm there.
That's even better. It's like, so it doesn't matter how old we get, we still have lessons to learn. And so I love that. And I know when I have my guests on here, I like to pull out those gems. So when people see people like us out here doing work, they don't just think we just woke up one day and was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get
That's
up and
right.
go. It's like we had to do some prayer, we had to believe in ourselves, we had to have support. So thank you for that. So what key issues do you plan on addressing while you're doing your campaign?
Yeah, there's a few. And so the first is really thinking about compassionate public safety. I think a lot about when I was younger and got in trouble, right? I had lost my job. I was a union flight attendant and I lost all hope and struggled. And it was the union connected me to the hospital system and a social worker who showed up with me and said, "Hey, you're better than this. I see you. I see your brilliance. And I want you to trust yourself." And it's because of that person, and her name was Ross. It was because of her that I am who I am today, whole, right, complete in community, loving myself, and taking care of others. That's what everyone deserves. And oftentimes we'll show up, with cuffs and a gun, right, in
Mhm.
policing when the need is actually behavioral health and care and a hug. And so
Yeah.
I really want to invest in and see how we can work with labor to move the needle a bit further on the care team and see if we can expand. I mean, I want us to be visionary. I want to have a world where we can imagine 15, 20 years from now, the majority of emergency response is fire, paramedics, and a social worker and not police, right? It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be police with a gun. Universal health care and universal child care are our other two big things, right? Universal health care is getting some traction. We're seeing, again, federal threats on Medicaid, HR1 and Medicare, and all of our health is at risk, but especially folks who are LGBTQ and trans, especially with folks who can get pregnant and abortion. A number of us are at risk, and it is like these political attacks on our various communities, folks who are undocumented. So in Washington, we have a value where I believe the majority of us believe that healthcare is a human right. And
Yeah.
it's up to us to actually build a system where we can protect ourselves because we can no longer rely on the federal government to do that. So it's time to go back to the conversation of universal health care. Bob Hasagawa, so many other legislators have been working on this for years. The models have been tried. We know what to do. Let's move it forward. And finally, the median income. Joy taught me this, Joy Hollingsworth, the median income for a Black family in Seattle, right?
Mhm.
55,000.
Yeah.
55,000. And then to get childcare for two kids, you're looking at like real competent childcare, 4,000 a month. What is that? There's no way we can afford that. And we wonder why parents don't have enough time to care for their kids, to be with their kids, and to do the primary way to do violence intervention is with the parent in the home and supporting them. So we can look at universal child care. And New Mexico just instituted universal child care, 0 to 13. Now, all of this is a problem if you got a budget deficit. So it's time to keep moving on progressive revenue. Millionaires tax, yes. Yes, we need to make sure that there's allocations for our communities in there, but also payroll tax, right?
Yes.
Also other taxes, right? That we need to look at a corporate income tax. Like we need to start raising the revenue we need for the priorities that we have to keep our sanctuary, which is Washington State, sanctuary for so many, including me, to keep it beautiful and what it is for everyone.
I love that. And some of the things, like when I was listening to you speak on the issues that you're running on, people think I was just talking to someone the other day. They thought that they were the only one who believes in the goodness that these things can happen. And
Yeah.
so I'm happy that we have someone who believes that this can happen because it can. And I worked in housing and just when I was looking, people just needed, like you said, that social work. They needed someone that was there for them, that was they didn't need policing. They needed someone to help show them the way and give them service and see their issues, show up for them. So I loved everything that you just said about running what you're running on and the fact that it's community supported and based and you're looking at the humans as whole. I don't think a lot of people we don't think about we think numbers, we don't think people behind the numbers. So
That's right.
I'm listening to you talk about people, community, and there's no black versus white versus what you believe in versus this. This is us as a community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. How do you plan on engaging your constituents as you run for office?
Yeah, absolutely. That has been the most beautiful, and it was, I've done community organizing. I lead an org that is deeply in community organizing, have been in it for years. It's a different approach though when you're actually running for office because there is a layer of there's a politician here there at this point, right? Community organizing as a lived experience person is different because people know and resonate. So you have to communicate through that wall of politics and campaigning and get out in front of people. And my heart has been so open by the reception that we have had. And so that includes we had a gathering last week where there was a diverse number of folk, right, present. And we got into deep conversations with Persian folk and Iran and what's going on in their communities. I mean, think about the 37th, how diverse it is, right?
Yeah,
Talking with, the current crisis in Rainier Beach and community advocates and what they're seeing as hopes for the future for our communities and for Rainier Beach High School and et cetera, right? Really learning the intricacies of Skyway, how important it is for all of South Seattle, and sitting with Miss Cheryl Jackson Williams, who is just, her, she killing it, right? And
yeah.
just learning and and just taking it all in, and how all of these folks, CID community, what's going on with them and their businesses and the impact of FIFA coming, right? So we're going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to set meetings, have those conversations. We're having listening sessions where people can come and show up and talk with me. We will also be doing canvassing and door knocking to learn about what the issues are with our folk and to stay deeply rooted with the community organizations that I have trusted over the years and the folks that they trust over the years to make sure that we are grounded in the folks who are actually doing the work. That's the plan moving forward. And it is a part of the campaign that I knew was going to happen, but it's the part that I'm so excited about. And I like the graciousness, like I just can't express that people just want someone to listen to them, but not just listen and walk away and not do anything. They want someone that they have seen, listened to them and tried, not always succeeded,
Yeah.
but that tried and went back to them and checked in. How did I do? Right. And was accountable to that. And the folks who know me know that that's what I do. And that's why they're so excited about this campaign. And that's why I'm excited to run.
Nice. And I've seen you speak and watched you. And look, I'm low key a little stalker, huh? But
Hey, come on now.
you just be so poised. And when you talk and you know, when you talk, I know that you are going to do what you said you're going to do. I know that you believe what you say that you're going to do. So I think that that component is very helpful as well as you're out there. And I love when people, again, just we just want people to hear us out and do it. Don't just say, like you said, you're not just talking in my ear. I want that action. People want that action. And I've seen you do that action. So I'm just excited to see what's to come. And then just people rallying behind you. I already know that you're going to have a whole bunch of people out here. I'm voting for you. Yes, about that action. Okay, listen, we
All
learned
right
from
now.
Marshan. What is this? Well, I feel like I already know this just for listening to you, but from your perspective, what distinguishes your campaign from your opponent's campaign, this election?
Yeah, so, we have right now, especially at this part of the campaign, really focused in on exactly what you're talking about, the community engagement, and not really thinking about that other aspect. It's always in the back of our minds. We know that, filing week is in May, so we'll see who's there at that point. But at the moment we're just focusing on trying to hear, how is our platform resonating with people, what's missing, what can we build on. Fundamentally, if community wants this, if the constituents of the 37th want this, it'll happen. If they don't, it won't. And so we are invested in moving those agendas forward, right? And that's what I'm focused on right now. And so, I again, the endorsements coming in, the community organizations are coming in, the people are coming in, they see the work, right? And
Mhm.
so that's all we got to worry about. That's what distinguishes us. And I think that's what will distinguish us through the end is the trust that I have, that folks have in me and that I have in community.
Nice, thank you. So I want to ask, how are you maintaining your mental health as you go through this campaigning, taking on a big chunk of like caring about a district? So what do you do? What is your self-care practices as you campaign and work?
Yeah, I mean, it's challenging. I think one of the really tricky things, this doesn't just stop with campaigning. Once we win, I'm claiming it.
Mhm.
Once we win, right, we have a part-time legislature, right? And
Mhm.
then many of us, including myself, will have to carry a full-time job, which is completely inequitable and keeps a lot of us, folks like you and me, out of actually the process and being able to run. And campaigning is so difficult and so challenging. And campaign finance needs to be looked at. The amount of money that goes into campaigning is there are so many barriers there, right? Uh, and so we have to struggle and push and fight and try to figure out how to take care of our bodies in the midst of that. What I'm doing right now and what seems like the impossible is taking moments, right?
Mhm.
Moments to breathe. I'm trying not to think too far ahead, right? I'm trying not to think about who's going to come in, what are they going to say about me. I'm not trying to think about what are the attacks going to be about me as a Black trans woman candidate, right?
Mhm.
I'm not thinking about that stuff. I'm thinking about where's my heart, who's around me, right? What's the next thing to do tomorrow, right? I got an interview right now, and then I take a moment to breathe. I got engagement a little bit later. I'll take a moment with that and just be in the present moment. I worked so many years on myself, right? And I'm a
Mhm.
meditator. I do Buddhist practice and been a Buddhist, I think, oh my goodness, I'm gonna age myself like 20 something years now. It also is what helped me um, become a whole person. And what that means is like you're never not in the present moment. You're never not trying to get yourself back into the present moment, grounding yourself in the present reality of who is sitting in front of you now. What is their need, right? How can I be more compassionate towards them? And how can I be present for them? That's the goal, right? That's
Yeah.
100% the goal. And that's what's going to keep me is staying in my practice, staying grounded, staying in this present moment and not losing myself in the midst of this mess, right?
Yeah. I love that. And I love how you're staying focused. Like I work too hard. Sounded like, look, it's kind of like
It's too hard to lose it. No, they
too
can't have my
hard.
mind. They can't have my
Right.
mind. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of, how can the community show up and continue to support you? What are your needs? Where can we donate? Where can we find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So follow us on Instagram. It's Vote Jaelynn, Jaelynn. You got to get the two N's. And
Mhm.
then on the website, votejaelynn.com. Right now, we need to show, I just talked about money, that we have a good base. We're doing really good. I think we're close to $50,000, and that's been a month. We're doing good. We need to
Yay.
show that we're a serious campaign. And so please donate if you know folks who would be excited by our campaign, who want to see Washington continue to move forward and not stall. Ask them to donate too. Also, show up, even if you ain't got no money. June 6th, save the date. We'll just save the date. We'll have it on the website, location, and all the rest, but save the date on June 6th. We're going to have a fantastic event where you can show up and be present. And we'll post listening sessions online. So please just come and talk with me and hang out with me, get to know me if you have questions, and let me know what your concerns are. I'm here to listen to you.
Nice. And you guys have an event coming up this Friday, Saturday at Billiards, or am I?
Yes, you are. I'm so glad that you said it because I actually forgot about it. So
Listen, I
there's a
told you I'll be stalking you. Let's
I'm
go.
a,
Tell us
I
about
am so going to get in trouble. And I believe the date it's on our website. It will be at Billiards. And if you want to volunteer, I'm going to look to see if I can find the exact time. Oh, I'm so bad. If you want to volunteer for the campaign and volunteer on the campaign and learn about campaigning, please come and hang out and get to know what volunteering looks like, where you might want to fill in, and what role you want to fill in. And the details are on our Instagram and website at Vote Jaelynn.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And
it's on
vote
the
for
it's
me,
yes,
right?
vote.
And vote for
Right, right,
me.
right.
Vote,
Most
vote. First of
importantly,
all, just vote.
vote.
Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
Make sure you're registered. I see even on my social media, it's saying make sure that you're registered. So please follow those links. Make sure you're registered. Make sure you're ready to go. What was it? Primaries in August, and then am I saying this backwards? Primaries in August, and
You're
then
right.
you vote in November. Vote in
That's right. So
November.
I think it's primary August 4th, and then November 3rd would be our general. Yeah.
Yes, general. So make sure you guys are registered to vote. Make sure you're following Jaelynn. You are doing an amazing job. I mean, I don't even remember when I first met you, but I've just been watching you over the last couple of years, and I've always been
Thank you.
inspired by the work that you do and just how you like. I feel safe when you're around. I know that I'm going to be taken care of. I know our community is going to be okay, and no one is expecting perfection from you, but we are there to support you along the way. So just thank you for even taking this time out and giving us practical ways to show up for you, practical ways to believe in ourselves, to remind us to
There
believe
you
in
go, Bree.
ourselves,
Yeah.
and then practical ways of like staying in the moments. So, I mean, just all the work that you do, even when you just speak, we're talking about your campaign, but you're still spitting out gems for people just for their whole self as humans. So thank you, Jaelynn, for showing up. I hope you have a really good day. I know that you got to run and go take care of some other business. So I just appreciate you taking your time being here.
I appreciate the platform. I appreciate your vote of confidence, Bree. I appreciate your support. It means the world to me. It really
I got
does.
you. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right. Have a good day. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to Clean Greens Living, broadcasting here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. Do not forget to check out this Saturday, honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on Rainier Avenue Radio. And also stay in tune for Earth Deserves More Than a Week or a Day. We have so much coming up. And don't forget to donate to keep our live broadcasting going so that you can see shows just like this and get to know candidates and community people who are doing good work in our community and trying to make a safe place for you and your family. So tune in next week. Clean Greens Living, broadcasting here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. Have a good day.